Yo, we got some nice changes and some not so nice maybe changes to Marvel Snap today. Gonna go over it right now. Let's go. First up is Dr. Doom. He is actually getting reverted back to his original form, which was adding a 5-power Doombot to each other location. This card was too good, and I was really advocating for that change to the 4-power Doombots, but I think now that the power level of everything else in Marvel Snap has gone up, we've gotten a lot of new cards that are very strong. I think it makes sense to revert this. I think Dr. Doom is going to be very, very good again, and Cerebro 5 question mark, but we have some hits to Cerebro 5 that I'm going to go over right now. Captain Marvel had her time in the sun for a little bit there. It's going to come down to a 4-4, which is still pretty good, I think. You still get to get her out with Zabu for 3, and you can buff her up with Forge, something like that. I think you need a little bump down, and I think it's still going to be pretty good. Second Ditter did mention the move deck that's currently out there with Craven, just kind of hitting one of the cards in the deck. Maybe not the one that people thought. I think most people were thinking Silk to maybe 4 power, but instead they hit Captain Marvel, which this card can be pretty annoying with locations. So I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it, but I think the deck will still be very good. Legion has been very powerful since its release at a 5-8, really not sacrificing any stats, getting a very strong effect that really wins a lot of games. So he's going to come down to a 5-7, losing only 1 power. I think it did need a little change. I think it could have came down to even a 5-6. It would still see play. But I like just taking it down a little notch, especially since it's very new. And I mean, I have a really cool variant for it, so I still want it to be playable, you know? I think this is the biggest change that we're going to see in this patch right here. Rockslide is going from a 4-5 to a 3-3. Yeah, I had to make sure I was reading it correctly because that is a dramatic change. So Second Dinner said they wanted to explore a world where the Darkhawk deck was not reliant on Zabu. I really don't like this change. This card, that actually makes this card playable in a decent amount of decks, one of them being Surfer as well. It's just a really strong 3 cost. I mean, it makes it more flexible. I guess maybe that's their plan, but it really doesn't hurt the Darkhawk deck, which I really don't like. I mean, there's like 0 downside to playing Zabu, Korg, and Rockslide in your deck already. They're just going to run the same cards, and now you don't even need Zabu to get it on 3. Like, the ability to shuffle 2 rocks into your opponent's deck is just so strong, because if they draw one of those rocks, if they just draw 1 rock, and if you're doing Korg plus Rockslide, there's a very good odds they're going to draw at least 1 rock. And that is really big. Draw in Marvel Snap is hard to come by. Every single draw matters a lot. I just think it's such a powerful effect, and it's like an RNG powerful effect, so it's like a feels bad kind of thing. I really hate this change. Not looking forward to it. I'm gonna try it out in like other decks. I think it's gonna be pretty flexible. It's gonna be playable in other things besides just Darkhawk, which is pretty cool, but it's kind of a lame effect, bro. Honestly, nobody likes Subterranea. Why are you giving us a mini Subterranea? I don't know. Not crazy about this one. I think this is the biggest change we see. Last but not least, the card that everybody was complaining about, Lady Deathstrike, not because it was good, but because it was so bad. And it costs 6,000 tokens. She is going to go to a 4 power, still 5 energy. Just a small tweak, but 1 power makes a big difference, especially with a powerful effect like this, if you can get it off. And there have been a lot of times where I've been off by just that 1 power to use her, to really utilize her effect in a good way. And I do have a buff Lady Deathstrike deck that I'll put somewhere over here for you to click on if you want to check it out. I think it's actually going to be pretty solid. I think it was already like a decent deck. It does run Captain Marvel in it, so it's going to get a little worse overall, but I think it's a good step in the right direction though for Marvel Snap, because they released a Series 5 card. It costs 6,000 tokens, which is effectively like almost $100. And the card is just like flopping. It's just unplayable. People spent their money on this card and it's really bad. So I like the fact that they're going to be buffing it up a little bit to try to make it more playable. Yeah, that's what we want to see. I mean, we don't really want to see cards be released that are just blatantly overpowered. So I really like just like trying to fine tune it, make it like a decent card. And yeah, we'll see what happens with it. I still don't think it has a lot of play in most decks, but I think it will be okay. And that's all the changes right there. Not really like anything too major besides that Rockslide. I don't know, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, just like minuscule kind of changes, just like 1 power here, 1 energy here, you know. And I like that out of weekly changes. We don't really want like huge changes in these weekly patches. Like save that for like the big ones. Let me know down below what you think of the changes. What do you think was the big winner of the changes or the big loser? And let me know what you want to see changed next. I put this card on the screen for a reason. Please change this, or I think Zabu should be changed personally, but I'll probably come out with a list of those changes of cards that I want to see changed pretty soon. Let me know what you think though. Maybe it'll make it into one of my videos. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you like this kind of style of video. Peace out. See you in the next one.